The final week of OTAs in Las Vegas are officially in the books. And with that being said, we have more news, notes, highlights, observations from another week here at practice. Now, in this video, I wanted to break down 5 of the biggest things that we learned during OTAs, but also I want to prepare you guys and what to expect going into mandatory minicamp. After minicamp, we're going to get a long break before training camp, so I want to make sure you guys are kept up to date with everything you need to know. Now, before we jump into the video and break down basically the entirety of OTAs, I need you guys to do me a favor, and I want to give a big shout out, like we always do, to all of the Raiders media team. They do such a good job, and they work so hard each and every single day getting these practice highlights out for us, kind of enabling us to post these videos. So big shout out to them. Without them, it's impossible to put out these videos. So go follow them on Twitter. You're going to see their @ at the top left of your screen. If you guys want live footage from practice in real time, go follow them, man. Appreciate them so much. And again, these videos aren't possible without them. So with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video and talk a little bit about practice. Now, one of the biggest question marks so far coming into camp was going to be Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell. Which one of these guys, which one of these players was going to kind of take over that QB1 role? And I feel like both guys have done a really good job. Usually in the NFL, when you see two guys fighting, competing for a job, it's usually they're not really liking each other, right? They're going at it head to head. They're trying to compete, and they are competing, but it seems like they're helping each other. If someone makes a bad throw, the other one comes up and says, hey, you had this read, that guy was open, you gotta go through. They're helping each other get better and better each and every single day. And that is the biggest reason why Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco said, you know what, let's go get a guy like Gardner Minshew, because he is an absolute team player. And we've noticed that so far in camp. Not only is he a former Pro Bowl quarterback, but he's also a guy that, if need be, could step in and be a really good competitive starter if Aiden O'Connell has to go down with an injury. But as of right now, in my eyes anyway, I feel like Antonio Pierce is giving Aiden O'Connell at least the opportunity to go out and keep that #1 job at quarterback. But with that being said, I love what they've done. They've made some big time throws to, a variety of different receivers. And, Jacoby Myers has been a guy who stands out last year. One of the most underrated wide receivers in the game, because he does the little things, the blocking, the chip. I mean, he does everything you need him to do. The route running is great. The underneath routes, if you ask Jacoby Myers to do something, he will. And especially now that you have Antonio Pierce, the head coach, the man will run through a wall for him. So love Jacoby Myers. DJ Turner's another one of those guys who's starting to stand out here for this team. He's got a lot of work to do to work his way up the depth chart here, above guys like Jalen Gunn and Michael Gallup. But DJ Turner, he's looked good in the past, preseason, camps. I think he's a guy that could definitely jump off the page this summer. We'll see what happens in that area. But now, before we get any further into the video, please do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And guys, get this. We're going to be covering the Raiders throughout the entirety of the offseason. Not only OTAs, but mandatory minicamp next week, training camp, preseason, regular season, everything you need to know. We got you guys covered. So join the family again. Doesn't cost anything. Now, with that being said, let's dive back into the video. Another wide receiver, and this will be the last wide receiver we talk about, Trey Tucker. The media team is so encouraged by Trey Tucker. Second year growth. The dude looks even faster going into year 2. It looks like he's maybe leaned up a little bit and has really worked on that footwork. And dude, he's fast, quick, in and out of his routes. Can really put the top off a defense, and will keep a defense honest. Well, at the end of the day, will help guys like Zamir Whiteout, right? A lot of the times with Josh Jacobs, they would kind of stack the box a little bit, and Josh Jacobs would be pretty much stuffed, right? Now this year with Trey Tucker developing, you still have Michael Mayer, you bring in Brock Bowers, you have Devontae Adams, you have Jacoby Myers. This is a really good receiving unit, and I think they're gonna have to keep the defense, or defenses will have to be honest and keep 2 safeties back most of the time, right? Potentially. Again, so I do think Trey Tucker's been really good. So hopefully he can continue to, be better and better as time goes on. And then you talk about Michael Mayer. He's caught 2 touchdowns during practices this week. And, Cole Fotherum is also making some big-time catches. And Brock Bowers looks like Brock Bowers. He looks like the guy you're getting from Georgia, a guy who can play in space, a guy who can go outside, go inside, could be your X, your Z, your Y, whatever you want to be. You can even line up in the backfield and get end arounds as well. We saw that in Georgia or at Georgia as well. So that's been probably one of the biggest things to notice so far. But Brock Bowers he is as advertised. He's as good as we thought, and he is going to be a day one threat for this football team, right? Now, going on to the defensive side of things, they really do love Trey Taylor. And Trey Taylor is quickly becoming a fan favorite here, not only by the fans, right, but also Antonio Pierce loves this kid, man. He is a baller. He is a hard worker. You talk about a guy who is, doesn't care about the money, doesn't care about the fame, doesn't care about the little things in life, right? Or does, but what I mean by that is, the dude wants to play football. The dude wants to be better. He wants to be coached, and he wants to, make sure that at the end of the day, he does whatever it takes to be the best possible version of himself on and off the football field. A true player that you just want in your locker room. Trey Taylor has been getting noticed by everyone in the locker room, everyone in the coaching staff. Trey Taylor's a guy that, might not be a day one starter for this football team, but at the end of the day, don't be surprised at all if he continues to work his way up this depth chart and, becomes someone that this team trusts going forward, right? You also talk about Christian Wilkins. I mean, Wilkins is a guy that is going 100% every single play. He's going to talk trash. He's going to make sure he gets in your head, and he's going to be a guy that never gives up on any play ever. Another guy just like Max Crosby, high motor, intense work ethic, and a guy that is just fun to be around in the locker room as well. Wherever the ball is, yeah, he's going to get there, right? That is a direct quote from Gardner Minshew. He said, wherever the ball is, you'll see him soon. He shows up. It really is impressive to be around a guy that nonstop works the way he does. So right away, the energy of Christian Wilkins is being, noticed around camp, and it's going to continue. Once those pads come on and whatnot, things are going to get even more exciting, guys. Also, by the way, make sure you go follow the Twitch. I will be live streaming some Raiders games on Twitch this year. You can follow me, and the link will be in the description, or it is Matty Dubs with 3 S's. Go check it out. We're going to be live for some games this year, and we're going to be checking out the new EA college football game and Madden, so make sure you guys join the family over there, right? Jacorian Bennett is stepping up. Now, this was a big thing in my eyes. Who is going to be the number 3 corner, right? Obviously, you have a guy like Jack Jones. You have Nate Hobbs, who plays in the slot in the nickel role. But who's going to be the outside boundary corner on the other side of Jack Jones? And Jacorian Bennett has been someone who has stepped up, right? The 4th round pick back in 2023. It looks like he's going to take a major leap, especially now that Amik Roberson is over in Detroit, I want to say. And cornerback coach Patrick, defensive coordinator Patrick Graham loves the way his understanding of the game is, and Ricky Manning, the cornerback coach, is, the game's slowed down for him, man. He's starting to understand, the coverages and where he needs to be at certain points in time, and, so far, so good for a guy like Jacorian Bennett. And again, we need to know more once the pads come on, but love to see that, man. Also, you got to talk about Malcolm Koonce and Tyree Wilson, their development. The front 4 looks like it could be nasty, depending on if Tyree Wilson and Malcolm Koonce can continue to get better as time goes on. Looks like Zamir White is fully stepping into that full-time workhorse type of role, but you also have good guys behind him that they do like, in terms of, Alexander Madison being one of them, and, they have some other guys as well that they actually do believe in, Dylan Lobby as well, right? So I think this team is very deeper, or more deep than they've been last year, and they're really making some big time moves. So hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next Raiders update. Peace.